because it's like getting us
Not be a new
it's a little
seat
more
cushion
than
over
a lot
here.
of layers, and the blankets are kind of like.
Rotary, 7 hours. Best chair. I'm like, how do you get that chair? Yeah.
Oh, Deputy Laura, I have to switch microphones. That one is completely.
No, I,
Oh, okay. The other one is.
all right, everyone. Happy Thursday, or as I like to call it, pre-Friday. So let's not turn today into Monday. Let's make this a great day. If you're here, I need to know you are here. Answer yes if you're here when I call your name, because otherwise I'm going to assume you're not here. And if I assume you're not here, then what will end up happening is a warrant may be issued for your arrest. Sir, you need to remove your cap. Thank you. All right, who's sitting in the back hallway in that little vestibule area? Do we know who that is? Oh, he's here for moral support. It's always great to have moral support.
Would you like to come in or?
Oh, no, he can come in if he wishes to come in, or he can remain outside. Any trouble all the way down here with a bad leg. So whoever sees here for moral support, you need to appreciate that, because not many people would do that. All right. In custody, we have Juan Castillo, Adrian Borrego. Adrian Borrego. Custody is Aisha Calderon. Kayla White. Thank you. Douglas Marshall. Douglas Marshall. Why is this PROB next to his name? I know that stands probably for probation, but we'll have to see what that's about. In custody is Kobe Leach. Nicholas Cornelius. Nicholas Cornelius. Custody Carlos Romero. James Harrison.
Here.
Thank you. Custody Dwayne Daniels. Demetric Jackson.
Here.
James Harris. James Harris. Marcos Patino. Thank you. Damon Lloyd. James Harrison.
Here.
All right, James Harrison, are you the same as James Harris? Okay, thank you. John Arredondo. Aisha Calderon. Rico Fernandez. Rico Fernandez. Dimitri Gomez. Dimitri Gomez. David Marino. Alex Arizola. How do you pronounce your last name?
Arizola.
Oh, thank you. The only thing I didn't do was roll my R. I'm working on it. Nicole Moses. Nicole Moses. Terry Alloway. Agapito Garcia. Agapito Garcia. Brenda, he's not present, and I know I pronounced his first name correctly.
I heard it.
Thank you. Alfonso Rodriguez. Alfonso Rodriguez. Eric? Oh, he's in custody. Thank you. Eric Jalamba,
In custody?
Esteban Zapata.
In custody.
Okay. Jesus, somebody want to help me? Is this real me? How do you pronounce your last name?
Yeah.
Riame?
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Nathan Martinez is in custody. Mark Anthony Alvarez. Thank you. Gregory Gonzalez.
President, Your Honor. With counsel, Your Honor.
Thank you. Stephanie Clyde or Slide? Cleed,
What I guess.
Clede, Stephanie Cleed. Sally Escobar. Asim Wilson.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. How do you pronounce your first name?
Same.
Asim, thank you. Clint Johnson is in custody. Dimitri Gomez. Dimitri Gomez. Stevie Stokes is in custody. Eric Del Blumbo, it shows custody. Alex Martinez, custody. Katrina Mendoza, custody. Jose Ruiz, custody. Jacqueline Wallace, custody. Daniel Macias. Juan Rotana, custody. Dane Cortez, custody. Is there anyone who came in late or your name was not called? Yes, what is your name? Nicole what? Last name? Do you have a cause number?
I don't.
All right, you need to take a seat on the front row. Anyone else? Yes. Yes, sir. What's your name?
James McKnight.
James McKnight. All right, Mr. McKnight, what's your cause number? Do you know it or no?
860-147.
All right, do you have an attorney? What's your attorney's name? Have you met your attorney?
No.
All right, so what we're going to do is we're going to call you up front and one of the clerks will see if we can figure out who your attorney is and we'll see if we can get your attorney to speak with you today, okay? Thank you. Norman? All right, well, see if Joseph states we can come over because I know she's in Puerto Rico. Oh, no, Mr. McKnight, you can remain seated where you were. You were not late.
Oh,
That's the row for late people.
all right.
If you want me to consider you late, you can sit there though.
That's okay.
Okay. All right. These are the rules of the court, and I need everyone to pay very close attention to these rules. Number one, your paperwork needs to be in by 11:45. If it's not in by 11:45, we will see you on another day. Number two, do not approach. I know you're, yeah. Do not approach unless you've spoken to your client, you received an offer from the state, and you need to have the clerk pull the file. If you have someone who's in custody, your person was brought over from the Bexar County Jail, you need to speak with them. Do not approach without speaking with your client, even if you think you're just getting a reset. So just ask the deputy to have your client brought on. And Deputy Laura, what's the cutoff for jail? 12:30. All right. So, and if you're not here by 12:30 to speak to your client who's in custody, they're going to get sent back automatically, and we're going to see you on another day. And it may not be convenient for you. The other thing, I want this area as least congested as possible. The state has their boxes over there. Just pull your file, give it to the state, have a seat. They will call you when they're ready to confer with you. When you approach, just have the clerks pull your file, put it here, have a seat. I will call you. And guess what? In this court, first will be first. Last will not become first. So everyone will go in the order in which they appear. So as I told everybody, today is pre-Friday. It's a great day. The only other way it could be greater if it were Saturday. So let's be nice to each other. Let's put some patience in our pocket. take it out as needed and share it. And everybody, let's confer.
Sure. What's the name?
Mr. Montgomery, it's nice to see you.
I see you.
Yes, are you doing better?
It's been 4 tests, all negative, but we can't be too careful.
I'm not saying one.
Started getting a little.
I'm not saying my dog. It's a case.
I appreciate that.
This is it.
And anytime you want to, if you feel like you're feeling ill, but you still feel like you want to go on with your cases, just let us know and we can zoom you in.
Thanks, Judge. I don't know that.
Yes. Yes, she's in the box speaking. Yes.
Thanks, Your Honor.
All right, you're welcome.
Gary Elwood. Mark Alvarez.
Yes. Yeah, I'm just gonna double check real quick, and then if it's not in there, I'm gonna text Bob so she can get it.
Alex, are you calling? Stephanie Clark.
Good morning, how are you?
Kelly Escobar. Nancy Gomez.
How long have you had them? Birds look like that?
Greg Gonzalez.
Sure.
Jane Harris.
6:30 is going on.
Oh my God.
You're welcome.
Should be down in the 20 minutes.
Yes.
Your Honor, there's a statement that saw that you may have been the prosecutor.
Well, not for drug cases.
They
Oh, sure.
put the sticker on it.
Okay, no problem. Yeah, I was in special crimes, so all of my cases were family violence. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I know.
Maybe that sticker is,
There's a sticker on there, that's why I was asking first before we even got anywhere.
all right, thank you. Yes, I don't think I have.
Maybe you were just.
Yes.
When other stuff is going on.
Okay.
Here, understand.
All right, sure, no problem. Norma? Mr. Alloway, I don't know if the sticker has been misplaced, but he's saying that they think that maybe I was a prosecutor,
For either.
but I never did
Or.
drug cases
Or
as
just
a prosecutor.
You're gonna reach out to the officer, I believe.
Yeah, we tried to, it was just one of those things where every single time we tried to get him to pre-trial. if
Okay.
Something happened.
But yeah, I don't-
Something
I'll
happened
be
with us.
Wonder where you're here.
Kind of.
All right, thank you.
Right now, what I would do
And
is
they're not
I'm gonna make
I appreciate that.
I'll make a PTB on
Sometimes I
it,
just
and I can
want to
talk
stay
to the
out.
officers.
Yeah.
But
So we just need to get the application in.
Yeah.
I will have them do that before. he leaves. It's the same misdemeanor application, correct? 'Cause I think I have one.
I can put one out big.
Yes.
Here, I can write down the terms.
And Norma, I'm going to send you an email and see if you can arrange this. Some students want to come and visit our court. And if you could, all right.
He's in jail. I'm not sure how much time he's been in.
I'm down.
And if you want me, because I can take a look at both. You just want to take a seat.
Okay.
Offer.
Yes.
Yeah.
By on the road and the 12 real quick.
Okay. It's just gonna take me a minute. This stuff.
That's fine.
All right, who's here? I'm David Marino.
Good morning, Judge. May I approach?
Yes, and have your client come forward as well. Brenda, do you see the page Mr. Marino is on?
I'm here on behalf of Mr.
All right, thank you. Oh, you stand there and he's in the middle. All right, my understanding is this is to be a PTD.
Yes, ma'am. They've given us permission to apply. I'm gonna have the application completed before he leaves court today.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a reset date? All right, Mr. Marino, we're going to see you back on November 1st. Make sure you follow through on everything with regards to the PTD. You understand? All right, and thank you so much for dressing appropriately for court. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. May we be excused?
Yes, you're excused.
Page 7.
Thanks, Brenda.
Good luck.
Oh, yes, ma'am.
That's completed.
promise.
Oh, it is.
Hi, good morning.
Sorry.
Go ahead, finish.
Do you need an offer now?
Yes, that's what I was about to ask you before I go.
Sure. It's gonna take me a minute just to have to work through a few of these.
Okay, so I'm gonna review the office report.
Yeah, sure. I'm looking at the 16, 21, 18, 22, it's very different. This is a very weird one.
How long? Or is it GDC?
Hello, Mr. Fox. You know, every time I see you, I think of fantastic Mr. Fox. You know, I just have that vision in my mind of the fox coming and then diving into the pool because he was so cool.
Do you remember I talked to you the other day about the guy with the beach interlock on the vehicle that he wants to sell?
Yes.
I've reached out to the PO, no response, so I'm not
Okay.
getting any help there. So,
Oh.
I talked to him the other day, he said, I really need to sell it. I said, all right, well, it does. Be affordable if there's a delay.
Mhm.
So he said, how much of a delay? I'll ask.
Yeah, I mean, he needs to be,
I mean, it can't be simultaneous.
no, but I mean, it needs to be like within the day. It can't be him down.
Okay, so you need it like within a.
Mhm.
Okay, so he's probably gonna have to switch to the portable then. I don't think that they can do that.
Yeah, and if you want to, probation is here, Ms. Abrams, and she can speak to you since you're having issues contacting the.
Drawing up a portable.
Yes.
And he didn't do okay with that. I'm trying to save him money and, you know, pass the transition.
And
He said it's that choice.
okay, and let the state know as well.
I will.
Okay, thank
All right,
you.
thank
Always good seeing you.
I have something.
Okay. Oh, so you didn't just come by to say hi.
No,
Ah,
always an okay.
yeah.
No, Marcus is doing.
Song.
I can get you stepped into the back room real quick.
We got the offers in. Yeah, he searched for a defendant vehicle recently. He's getting a search warrant to get into the state and tell him that we're found in the vehicle. We're also looking, the crime lab results from the victim swab.
Say that again.
And here's the results. Crime lab results for the victim swab. And we're seeing. He's getting a search warrant for himself on his face. And your money, your government, your child porn, who knows? Some statements from medication. He anticipates that stuff will be delivered. This should be uploaded too, but it was just uploaded yesterday.
Yeah.
Who's gonna make
The drive, you're gonna have to wait a minute. This one.
With the capital crimes. Go over everything.
No, and I'm
They may
designing
wanna
and the attention.
get
to
everything.
detail.
I mean.
Probably don't want to.
I don't know how many feel.
Kind of. Oh, are you talking about?
We're looking at possibly getting.
Oh, God, yeah, she's seeing me on my whole life. You see me on my, yeah, fine. Why are they sitting me here? She just so sleepy.
I mean, my personal feelings on her, they deserve it.
Real organized. Oh, yeah.
And that's, it's not a fair, you know, we're not.
Thank you for taking.
Yeah, I knew you were addressed. I knew you were talking.
Second chair in the bottom, sir.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes. 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 They can be released, but as long as they're released to IOP, like that's added into their, yes. Yes. And make sure with the IOP that they do the UA hotline. Yeah. Okay. And if you need her brought over for us to do that, then just ask that, have her brought over. All right. Thanks. You're welcome.
Yeah, she said that she couldn't find the file. So we're gonna have to keep looking. I can pull it up electronically.
Everyone, let's keep this area as least congested as possible. Trust me when I say that the first person who gives the prosecutor their file will be the first person that they see. All you have to do is just take the file from the box and sit it on the table, and the prosecutor whose file that is will grab it and they will call you up. Yeah, just put the file down. Yeah. Yeah, and then have a seat and they'll call you up. I promise you. Marcus, Daniel, when someone puts the file down, will you call them up in the order in which you received their file?
We will, Judge.
See, it's just, it makes everything congested and you're bearing down on people, and that makes the process move slower. Yeah.
For the educator,
I mean, you can,
probably didn't even bring the file.
we do, we got it. Do you want me to read the autopsy?
Yeah.
I'll print it for you.
Oh, real quick?
Yeah, it's entire sketch, like I've never seen so many markings on a victim.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's, yeah, that's what it's about here. I was gonna print them.
Although those are they literally, so they upload it. So the second it got uploaded, she wants to eat it every second we got it. The Emmy uploaded it. So
I can make a probation officer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't-
No, that's all right.
I didn't read-
Yeah, I
Well,
wasn't,
hopefully, you
I
know,
told her I
Ryan's got
wasn't
this
sure
stuff.
Melly would wanna get maybe
You know,
other side.
Tuesday when I'll talk to him, so I figured, Marcus will know what's going on. And I said,
remember that.
And then the trust one thing is, you're not gonna remember to tell Marcus. I know.
But I'll take it.
Last time I talked to him, he said,
Yes.
congratulations.
Yeah.
Unsuccessful contact.
Okay.
And that the girl was there, but she's strong to not. Now she claims she didn't see anything.
oh, they're not set for the same day.
No, they're set at the same day, it's just.
Oh,
The younger version.
I mean, you don't really have to. It's up to you or it's,
I'm gonna teach you. I was actually gonna take a half day. I didn't know that he was at.
oh yeah, I'll be here this Saturday.
Oh, yeah, he's helping out next week. I'll be.
We
Oh, I
had
just
a
got
deal, it's a deal that was kind of agreed to last time, but I guess there wasn't enough time.
No, I don't have that.
So he's willing to take, this is on James Harrison, he's willing to take 6 years, but he wants to be sentenced. to 30.
Yeah, I know.
What do you recommend? He's having a-
I can see that. I think you might be on impact coordinates. That may be.
I mean, I'm gonna know.
Should we?
So you
approve
know.
that? Is it- Or just go speak to this coordinator? You're gonna speak to the coordinator, well, no, she'll have to.
Yeah, speak to, I speak to normal first, just because he
Right.
made us sure. And so about. Marcus Bettina Perez. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. I'm not sure if you have to get there's like file. I mean, you want, I got the space. Okay, cool. Yeah. Now you can offer.
Wow.
Yeah. It's.
Oh.
Good.
There you go.
Okay. I mean, if you want to approach, or if you want to do it.
I mean, I've gotta be down here anytime.
I know, but all we're gonna do is.
It's stupid, but I was drinking.
I've got some other cases.
Sure, I'm looking it up right now.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'm pulling it up. I'll look it up.
It is.
Sorry about that.
Yeah. There's 3 documents from the.
All right, who's here on Mark Anthony Alvarez?
Did you make my purchase?
Yes.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right, what is happening with this case?
yeah, I had her. Got it, yes.
All right, everyone, you're too loud. And to attorneys, just put your file down on the state's table. I promise you, they will call you in the order in which you receive. And please take note of the probation officer who's crushed in the corner. I'm saying that and nobody's moving. Please take note of the probation officer who's crushed in the corner. So give her a little bit of breathing room. I don't think that's too much to ask for on a pre-Friday. All right. So what is happening with Mark Anthony Alvarez?
Judge, my client just was released on, he was in a number of this case.
Mhm.
NCR on that one. Consider that offer, we'd ask for a short as well. Medium recess.
All right. So do you have all the discovery?
I believe so, yeah.
All right, Norma, on Mark Anthony Alvarez, can I have a 2-week reset for a plea deadline date, please? All right, we'll be back on October 13th. And what the plea deadline date means, Mr. Alvarez, is that you need to let the court know whether or not you're accepting the state's plea offer on that date. After that date, the court will not consider any offers without good cause. You understand? All right, Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and then you're excused. Thank you. You're welcome. That's done. Who's here on James Harrison?
I am.
All right, have your client come forward.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning.
Still there.
Yeah.
All right, what is happening with this case?
So Judge, we worked out a deal with the state on a to-do offer. My plan was for if we could possibly take the
Like the prosecutor, which is also in here, yeah.
We can take the plea today and then we can reset sentencing.
Sounds good.
All right. All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Who's here on Agapito Garcia?
Yeah, let me get it for you. Yeah, just like.
All right, Brenda, do you see what page Mr. Garcia is on?
Mr. Garcia. It's, yeah. page
All right,
7.
thank you. All right, Agapito Garcia. All right, could I have a prosecutor, please? Brenda, are you ready? Court is calling 2022 CR 6685 State of Texas versus Agapito Tomas Garcia. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Grant Hardy.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 9:38 a.m. Deputy Laura, did you call for Mr. Agapito Garcia?
Yes, I did, Your Honor.
All right, and for the record, Mr. Agapito Garcia is not in court. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
I have not, Judge.
Have you sought to contact him?
Yes, Judge.
Have you talked to probation, I'm sorry, his bondsman?
I haven't talked to his bondsman, but I have a number for him, Judge. The number that I have is a non-working number.
All right, would you like to call the bondsman?
I'd be happy.
All right, excuse me, Lupe, could you see if you could give him the bondsman's name, please? All right, and then we'll come back on the record.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
But I guess I looked up this other case from the same date. He's currently a fugitive out of the county court for this, like an office that was out of the country. So
Okay.
he's already missed the court date and another one.
All right, thank you.
What's that? PR bond? Oh, PR bond.
We can come back. It's a PR bond. I didn't set this PR bond, so. All right, we're back on the record in 2022 CR 6685. It's a PR bond, and counsel, you said you've tried contacting your client.
That's correct.
All right, state.
Because we're asking that his bond be forfeited and warrant.
All right, what I'll do is I'm going to issue a judge's warrant and I'll remand him without bond. If you have contact with your client and your client makes an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Very good.
All right, thank you. You're welcome.
And excuse me.
Yes.
Thank you.
All right, always great seeing you. How are the eggs with the chickens?
You know, we're getting new chickens. We had a break.
Oh.
And so I know it's a coon.
That's what happened to my neighbor. They said a raccoon came in and it would just eat the insides of the chicken and leave everything else.
Oh, yeah, I mean, now I have traps everywhere, and we're getting new hens Monday.
Mhm.
And it's, tell your mom to be patient. They're coming.
Okay, all right. Hopefully before Thanksgiving.
Absolutely. I'll make a note of that on my calendar.
Okay.
It will be before Thanksgiving. When are you leaving for weekend?
The 21st.
21st?
All right, thank you.
Have a great day.
All right, you too.
So I'm going to you want what anyone is. I know. What's gonna happen.
Yes.
It looks like it's all. Yes. Yeah, I did. What were you about to do? Wouldn't be able to do that. How are you?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Hi. All right, how are you doing? All right, it's nice to see you. I just get your emails.
Yeah, no,
I don't email you for a while, then I email you a lot.
Yes.
Not intentionally.
Okay, have a good one.
I'm hanging out on, I'm staying on that.
Okay, all right, awesome. Good to see you.
So you'll see me sporadically every time I say.
All right.
I would have said good morning, but I didn't know.
Oh, Brenda, how can people assume they can't say good morning? Good in front of any word is great.
Very serene. Maintain that environment.
I'm still waiting for your photos. You know, I like your photos when you take photos of the flowers and you give them their proper names. Okay, all right. Who's here on Katrina Mendoza?
We're here, Joe.
Okay.
This one goes here.
All right, so the last time we were here, on June 9th, we had it set for discovery for August 4th. Then August 4th, we recalled for today because Council, you were ill.
I was sick.
Yeah. And then there was no autopsy report. So do we have the autopsy report?
Yes, Judge, it was received, I believe Tuesday it was uploaded, if not for sure by yesterday. It was this week, Judge. And the medical examiners upload it to e-discovery automatically, so it's in our electronic system and the defense's electronic system at the exact same time.
Okay.
So it is received. We also received additional evidence from the detective, a supplemental report. And there are additional items still pending.
All right. So what is pending?
There was a search of Mr. Ruiz's vehicle, and that turned up a additional cell phone. So now the state intends to get a search warrant for that cell phone. There was a safe recovered also in the vehicle. The state intends to get a search warrant for the safe. There is a SANE exam pending. Testing from SANE collection that is pending. And additional statements from witnesses at the hospital.
Okay.
Also, Judge, seeing as we received the autopsy this week, the state intends to evaluate and consider for possible enhancement on both defendants.
Okay. Oh, just 1 second. All right. So how much time as far as discovery and counsel? We're just in the discovery phase. And then once we get through the discovery phase, then there's going to be state, you need to make an offer. I require that the state make an offer in all cases, no matter what that offer may be. So how much time are you expecting to get all of these documents to defense counsel?
The detective put in his report, projected time is 3 to 4 months, Judge. I can try to tell him to speed that up, but that's what he put in his supplement, is 3 to 4 months.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, on this case, I'm going to want a 60-day reset for discovery. And we're going to see where we are at that 60-day mark.
Okay, Judge. And hopefully by then we will have an answer on enhancement as well.
Okay. Oh, and I'll put on the file, detective asked for 3 months. 3 to 4 months, you said? I'll put that we were setting it for 60 days, but so I won't say where the discovery is. I'm going to put in parentheses, detective asked for 3 to 6 months.
Yes, Judge, and I will let him know that you gave us the 60 days and to see what he could try to get done in that 60 days.
All right.
Can I make a request, Your Honor?
Yes.
60 days is going to put us, we just have it.
It's appreciated.
The week in November.
All right, Ms. Ferguson. It'll probably be after that. Actually, Norma, can you put it after Thanksgiving?
The first week of December, maybe?
We still need to be in the month of November.
Oh,
Leaves are falling, trees are changing colors. We need to.
our leaves don't fall till January or February, Judge.
Well, here in San Antonio.
Maybe that 29 or 30, which would be a Tuesday. And then a Wednesday.
Or
Oh,
November.
Ms. Ferguson. Know that since this is set on the Thursday, we want to keep it close to that.
I'm just gonna put it in the system. Is he gonna take?
All right, what date is that?
It's gonna take me a minute.
Sorry, Judge.
Fine. Give her what she's
That's what I
asking
said.
for. All right, are you okay with December 1st? All right, so we're going to come back on December 1st for discovery, and Ms. Ferguson, make sure these cases stay together. All right, is there anything else?
Only I'd like to have a few minutes with Ms. Mendoza from the box.
Okay, and as soon as you finish speaking with her, let the deputies know so they can take her back.
Am I excused after that?
Yes.
Thank you, Jess.
Thank you, Judge.
Well, just 1 second. I don't know what the bond is set in this case. Is there a possibility that your client is going to make bond?
I think we would be looking at a bond reduction. Motion if that's the case.
All right, so Ms. Ferguson, just in case she may make bond, give them a reset form so nobody can say they didn't know when the next court date is. So I'm gonna have them give you a reset form, okay? And if you are seeking to do a bond reduction, so that I'll have all the information that I need. Just apply it for a PR bond because that will have all the information in it. No problem. Okay. All right. And it may be quicker though to send it to Judge Carruthers Court too.
And
So,
I mean, I think it's clear, but just so we're extremely clear, the state is opposed to any bond reduction.
oh, no, no.
Yeah.
And
Yes.
Like I said, I think it's clear.
Probably we're gonna wanna know whether what the decision is on the review.
Correct.
Yes. Okay. All right, then we'll cross that bridge when we come to it. I always tell people you can't cross a bridge that hasn't been built yet.
That's true, Judge.
All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson, just give them a reset form.
This the file.
I have sort of.
Brenda, do you see Miss Mendoza?
She's on the.
All right, thank you. For this person, we need a Spanish interpreter. All right, thank you.
Judge, so you were asking about the flowers.
Yes.
Sort of switched lately from flowers to sunsets.
Oh, that is so beautiful. You know, when the sun is that color, it reminds me of my childhood. You know, when you get the sort of like pinkish, purplish, sort of like orange where the sun is just about to come down.
Summer or after 9 o'clock. Fall, about 8 o'clock. If I'm free, I usually am on my roof.
Yeah.
Have a view of the lights and I'm on my roof and I'm doing a 30 seconds. I put it behind my profile for my story, 30 seconds.
Okay, is your roof stable? Is there a chance to fall off the roof? Is it pitched?
I've checked it out, Judge. It's good. I climb the back of my truck and I get up there.
Be careful climbing roofs.
One of them.
All right, on Patino, who's there on Patino? Is your client here?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so we're gonna have to get an interpreter, so just give us a moment.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
I think they're both.
Thank you. All right, who's here on Dane Cortez? Dane Cortez.
Judge, yes, Pat Montgomery, I saw him a minute ago, but I know our victim wanted to be here on that one. I think she's on her way in.
Okay.
That's what that was telling me. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. It's pre-Friday. Everything is great.
Yeah, no, I'd already.
Hmm? It's all fluid. It is. Nicole Moses. All right, where's Nicole Moses?
She's been here all morning. I think she stepped out to the bathroom. I was just trying to look in the hallway and she requested permission to,
Nicole Moses may have been here, but Nicole Moses was late. So we'll wait for her to arrive.
okay, let her get it.
Thank you. Brenda, I have a feeling it's going to be a beautiful day. All right, Nicole Moses. Miss Moses, why are you late for court?
I thought it was the 186, so I wasn't sure where I was. So I didn't want to interrupt by walking in and asking anything, and then I just had to break down and ask.
So here's the thing, it's 187 courtroom. And I always tell my students there is only one dumb question. And you know what question that is? The unasked question. So make sure that you now know the courtroom is, and you need to be on time at 9, okay? All right, what is happening with Miss Moses?
Judge, I have confirmed with the state,
Judge, yes, sorry. I am in the process of getting her an offer. The history isn't in the file, so I'm trying to get her criminal history from an investigator. Our investigator is out right now, so I'm emailing a bunch of different ones to get it. But Karen mentioned that she is gonna be in trial soon, and so I told her to check with you to see how you wanted to.
Okay,
we picked a jury yesterday, Judge, and we're supposed to start back up at 1, but
oh, which court is this?
we're 11.
Okay. All right, and I see on my docket sheet there out of county warrants. That's what it says on my sheet.
No, they were, I've got the email right here.
Oh, you may want to show it to your attorney.
Yeah, I have the email from the court clerk that they reset my,
Bernie cases. I know she had cases, Bernie, but I wasn't aware of warrants. I don't think she had warrants.
no, it was reset.
Okay,
It was reset for the 3rd of November,
okay,
because I was in rehab at the time.
all right. All right, so State, do you think you'll be able to give them an offer today?
Yes, Judge.
All right, so if you all just hang around a little bit and we'll try to get you back to your jury trial. What are you trying?
So Bali injury,
I'm sorry?
South Bali injury family.
Okay. And 11? Oh, yeah, they did move cases around. Okay. The interpreter case?
Huh?
Oh, I'm just telling him to pass me the case involving the interpreter.
Thank you, Judge.
Thank you. All right, so the guy in the back who's too cool for school with the hoodie on, that hoodie needs to come down. How old are you? All right, are you on the docket today? Are you on the docket today?
I think they're here.
Okay. All right, just give us a moment. All right, Marcos Patino. Marcos Patino.
I think they just stepped in the hall.
Okay, all right, thank you. It's still gonna be a great Friday. But I'm putting that in the universe.
Thanks, Eric.
All right, Marcos Patino. Hi.
This morning, Judge.
Great. Oh, and you're supposed to be over there in your client in the center.
Good morning, Your Honor.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Fine, thank you.
All right, great seeing you. It's like I just saw you yesterday. Yeah. All right, we're not on the record, but we just needed an attorney for Mr. Patino. All right, where are we on this case? Because his plea deadline date was actually for August 4th, and then I extended to September 8th. And now we are here. So this is the last time for him to accept a plea.
Your Honor, I guess I was under the impression that today was, I guess, the original plea deadline. We did just get hired on Monday last week. So we are asking if we have one more setting prior to it being pushed forward with the trial. I do need to review the advocacy center videos on this case. I've reviewed all the discovery the state's provided at this point. So all I need to do is schedule a time to go view those advocacy videos. And then sit down with Mr. Patino, go over everything and see if he is interested in the state's plea offer or if he wants to go forward with the trial.
All right, so this case has been in this court since April 27th. And who was his previous attorney?
Albert Flores.
Yes.
All right, so this is going to be recalled for next week. And that will be his final plea deadline date, and the court is not accepting any plea bargain agreements after that time.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I get a setting for this for next week as a plea deadline date? All right, so September 29th.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right.
Did I sign anything?
Yes, just get a reset form from Ms. Ferguson. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Yes. Oh, no problem.
James Harris.
You're welcome. Have a good one. And number, you said that was September 29th? Okay, thank you.
He's gonna do what would you do? I mean, it is really close. It's just not released. Meaning being aggravating because he was the one.
All right, Terry Alloway.
Coming, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. All right. Okay, what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, we have an offer.
All right, everyone, you're a little bit too loud. Okay, you have an offer?
We have an offer, Your Honor. It's a new offer. Ms. Holloway would like to offer us down about this. We have one short recess.
All right, Mr. Alloway, how old are you?
59, ma'am.
I mean, here's the thing. People would love for you to speak to them about offers and about what should be done prior to getting into any sort of trouble. You understand? I'm going to give you a short reset. Ms. Ferguson, can we recall this for next week? Can we do the same date, the 29th? All right, your plea deadline date is going to be September 29th. All right, Ms. Ferguson, we'll give you a reset form.
Here, the 29th. So we can talk.
All right, could I see the party on James Harris?
Me. Yeah, I'm going out.
All right, could I have someone from the state, please?
I was wondering on this page.
Yeah, I did. Did I not? Because I'm I'm sorry. So I'm just. Right. Yeah, it should be. Thank you.
All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 2512 State of Texas versus James Harris. Do I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Marcus Sanders.
for the defense?
Todd Lessard for James Harris.
And Deputy Lord, could you call James Harris?
Yes, I did, Your Honor, and he is.
All right. This hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. is now 10:02 a.m. The defendant has not been in the courtroom. The deputy has called for the defendant outside the courtroom and there is no answer. Defense, have you had any contact with your client?
Judge, I haven't. I don't have a good phone number for him or for us.
Have you contacted the bondsman?
I am not.
All right, you want to contact the bondsman?
I can.
All right,
Yeah.
let's step back a little bit.
That's it. That's, yeah.
State, are you ready on Dane Cortez?
We are, Your Honor.
All right. Court is calling 2022 CR 6212 State of Texas versus Dane Cortez. Could our parties approach? Could our parties announced for the record for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Pat Montgomery for the defendant, Dane Cortez.
And are you Dane Cortez?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you entered a plea On July 25th, 2022, the court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court found you guilty. A TAP evaluation and PSI report was done. On September 20th, the case was reset due to your attorney's illness. And so now we're here for sentencing. Have both parties had a chance to review the PSI report state?
We have, Your Honor.
Defense?
We have, Your Honor.
Any objections to the PSI report state?
No, Your Honor.
Defense?
None, Your Honor.
All right, according to your plea bargain agreement, Mr. Cortez, punishment is to be assessed at a cap of 10 years in the prison. There's a $1,500 fine. The state is opposing your applications. They're taking in consideration 2021 CR 6392. There's an affirmative finding of family violence and no contact with two parties. State, do you have any witnesses?
No witnesses, Your Honor. Our victim, or one of our victims, could not get a ride this morning, so I just have her victim impact statement to read.
All right, defense, any witnesses?
None, Your Honor.
All right, then the court will hear argument. State you're opposed to the applications. Why?
Judge, he brutalized two different women within a matter of months. He assaulted these two different women, threatened them both with a knife, choked both of these women. He could have killed both of these women. Not to mention the fact that he's already got an extensive criminal history that includes both felonies, misdemeanors. He's already been to prison before. He's had he's had several arrests for prior assaultive offenses, and he's been convicted of a prior assault. And he's still not taking responsibility. He still says, oh, I just got a little rough with her. He considers choking these women, threatening these women with knives, beating these women, just getting a little rough. We believe that he's dangerous. He poses a threat to these victims and the community. So we would ask that you hit the cap of 10 years and sentence him to prison.
All right, defense.
Mr. Cortez wants to avail himself of any kind of rehabilitative assets that the probation department might have. The first three paragraphs of the TAP evaluation are quite compelling. He's had an extensive history of mental illness acting in conjunction with drug abuse and alcoholism. He wants to try to improve. He's asking the court to grant him 10 years of community supervision. And although the TAP evaluation is not a suggestion of the court granting probation, it is a suggestion that if you did, that it be inpatient treatment. I believe that the assets that are available through probation are more rehabilitative in nature. Yes, we do have facilities at the Texas Department of Criminal Justice that will also address his issues. But if you make this the tightest locked down probation possible, if Mr. Cortez fails to comply, he'll go to the Texas Department of Criminal Justice. He'll do his 10 years, but maybe he can benefit, maybe society can benefit from whatever treatment he would get up front through the inpatient program. Is it DDOF? I've got the acronym wrong, Your Honor, but
Okay.
you read it right
Yes.
there.
All right, anything you wish to say?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, let me have you raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Dana Cortez.
All right, and could you keep your voice up so I can hear what you have to say? What do you have to say?
I just want to first apologize to the victims in these cases and to the courts and my family. I want to say that I do accept responsibility for my actions, and I've made some really poor choices. And I want to just ask for a chance of the future to make better choices. And I know, like, I should have been a productive member of the community, but I was doing negative things, and I was on drugs, and I was living wrong, and I was always doing the wrong thing. So I do admit that I have done wrong.
All right, any questions from the defense?
None, Your Honor. I'll rest with his allocution.
Any questions from the state?
No questions. We're just still asking that he be sent to prison for 10 years.
All right, I have a question. Why should I give you deferred or probation?
Because I know I completed well, Your Honor, and I'm yours.
But here,
Do
but why do people need probation or deferred adjudication in order to behave appropriately in society? How old are you?
29.
So I always read everything before I accept a plea. And I always read everything the day of the plea, just so I can refamiliarize myself with the report and make sure that I haven't forgotten anything. And I always read the PSI report. So there are a lot of things going on with you in this PSI report, and both parties said they had no objections to the PSI report. So I have a choking where the complainant says you were upset because she was texting a male, you choked her, made her block the male's number. Then I have this forced prostitution that she's saying happened. So Ms. Paez revealed that you assaulted and choked her while you were in a dating relationship with her, and that you also forced her to commit acts of prostitution. And then we have this whole incident where she says that you choke her. Then she calls her friend to tell her that you choked her. Then you pull out a pocket knife, and that you have her call a friend back and to say that she made it up. I understand that you have drug issues and cocaine issues, but I don't think drug issues and cocaine issues make you assault people. So why are you assaulting people? I mean, that's what I'm trying to figure out.
Your Honor, I definitely have.
I mean,
I know that I need help, and I know that it's not right. And I just went through some losses, and I was sporadic with my behavior, and my mind was everywhere because I had like PTSD from going through certain issues in my past, and sometimes it makes me just over drink, and I won't know what I'm really doing, and then I'll look back at what I did and I'll be like, well, that isn't right at all. Like, and I'll explain that to.
all right, well, I will tell you, Miss Garcia is saying, I have no problem with him applying for probation, but Miss Perez is saying that, no, she wants you to go to prison. And mind you, I am objectively looking at everything. So I'm not on anybody's side. I'm not on the complainant's side. I'm not on your side. I'm just looking at things objectively and trying to make a determination on what's best for society and best for you. If there's no chance of rehabilitation, then that's an issue. Then you need to go to prison. You understand?
Judge, sorry to interrupt. I think Ms. Garcia actually said, I'm not okay with him applying for probation.
Ah, thank you. That is correct. So Ms. Garcia is not okay with you applying for probation. Ms. Paez doesn't want you to have probation. And those are things that I consider, but it's not something where I say, oh, the complainant says they shouldn't have probation, so you're immediately going to prison. I like to hear everything and see what's going on. But I don't think there's anything that I can do to help you. There are some cases where people should go to prison. And I'm looking at your federal case, and you've already been to federal prison before. And I don't know that you learned anything from that experience, because I do believe that they give you opportunities to rehabilitate there. So I'm going to deny your applications and find you guilty. Would anyone wish to speak to the cap?
The state would, Your Honor. We would ask that you hit the cap in this case and sentence him to 10 years. Although it's being taken into consideration, you have the evidence that was attached to the plea agreement for the other case against Ms. Ella Garcia. where she was brutalized. The officers described all her injuries in detail. She was taken to the hospital. She was also strangled and threatened with a knife. She was assaulted, and then, as the court has before, for the prior criminal history of the defendant, he's already been to prison, didn't learn his lesson. He's been on probation multiple times, has not learned his lesson. He does pose a threat to these victims, and we think 10 years is appropriate given the circumstances of these cases.
All right, Mr. Montgomery.
As we often tell juries in their instructions in a punishment phase, we're not to consider how parole will work. But we're not in a jury situation, and I think we all know that with this young man's previous criminal history, the Board of Pardons and Paroles is likely to keep him for a very substantial amount of whatever sentence you should pronounce. Judge, when he comes out, he's going to be on de facto lifetime probation. I mean, not really, but he'll be a habitual if he ever picks up another felony. There's another judge who used to say to me or to my clients, I can't order you to seek treatment once you're released from the prison, but you really need to do it. I think he was sincere in telling you that he wants to change his ways, that he realizes that what he's done is wrong, and that he intends to seek help. I would ask the court to sentence him to 5 years in the prison.
All right. Mr. Cortez, there is a therapeutic community at the prison. Based upon your charges, I don't think that you will be eligible for it, but I'm not 100% certain of that. I cannot demand or force them to place you in the therapeutic community, but if you would like to be considered for that, I can request it. It doesn't extend the length of time you're in prison, but that may be something that can help you change your life. So would you like me to request the therapeutic community?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, then, as previously stated, the court is finding you guilty. There's an affirmative finding of family violence. There's to be no contact with Amber Hernandez, Elia Garcia. Taking consideration 2021 CR 6392. There's a $1,500 fine, time and money to run concurrent. You credit for any time served, a request for the therapeutic community, and I'll sentence you to 9 years in prison. I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it? All right, because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction and an affirmative finding of family violence, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, good luck with you. We can go off the record. All right, here's the thing, Mr. Cortez. I know nobody wants to go to prison. I always tell defense attorneys and I tell prosecutors, you should always visit prisons. You should always visit the jail, because that's where you're sending people. And you need to know what it's like before you just send people there. So I visited several prisons. I visited several jails, and I know that you may feel some sort of way, why didn't the judge give me a chance? But you need to take this opportunity to work on yourself. Don't get into any relationships when you get out of prison, because your life is not over. You still have a chance to better yourself. You're not like me. I have more of my life behind me than in front of me. I'm in the twilight of my life. So you have plenty of time to improve yourself. And when you get out of the prison, don't get in a relationship. And this is what I tell everybody. And people say, Judge, I can't believe you're saying that. Maybe you're belittling things, but I'm not trying to belittle anything. But this is what I've discovered. Get an orchid. Orchids takes lots of patience. I don't know why my staff, they want to show love to me by giving me an orchid when they know I have difficulties with those, but I think they're beautiful. When you first get them, the flowers are on bloom. It's beautiful, just like a relationship. When you first get in a relationship, it's beautiful. Every bad habit that somebody has, you don't think of it as a bad habit. You think, oh, that's beautiful. The fact that they won't put the cap back on the toothpaste and they throw their phone. That's so beautiful. But then after a while, it starts nagging you. Same thing with an orchid. You get it, it's beautiful. Then the flowers fall off. And guess what? Takes a while for them to come back. So get an orchid. When the flowers fall off, if those flowers bloom again, you may be ready for a relationship because they require patience. You understand? All right. Now the state is going to read to you a victim impact statement. Just internalize it. It's going to be respectful. Okay. All right. Good luck to you.
I'm no longer holding on to what you did to me. I'm deciding to move on with my life. Knowing you has taught me a valuable lesson, and now I'm so much stronger than I was when you first met me. And that's something that no one can take away from me.
All right. Thank you. And could I have the dismissal, please?
Oh, it's right there, Judge.
Judge, are you still teaching UTSA? Or
Yes.
back in 1985, maybe 86, when I started law school, they required that we can yield to the
Yes. And you know what? I take my students to all of the institutions so they can see.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes.
All right.
If ever you want to join us on a trip, let me know.
Time I do that, invite me.
All right, I will.
I haven't, honestly, other than visiting clients, I haven't done any tour or anything since I was in law.
Okay.
I remember going into the license plates factory back when we still made. license
Yes.
Behaving, brothers.
All right. Are you ready on Mr. Harris?
Hi, as well as I can be.
All right. We're going to go back on the record on 2022 CR 2512, State of Texas versus James Harris. Could I have parties announce state?
Marcus Sanders.
Defense?
Todd Lesser, James Harris.
All right. Did you get a chance to, everyone, you're too loud. Did you get a chance to contact the bondsman
I
and,
did, Judge. It's a PR bond.
thank
Ah,
you.
yes. I
Okay.
can show you the sheet that I've got, Judge. It's got no information on it. Just his name and he's out.
Well, I didn't issue that PR bond, but okay. All right, state.
Judge, we're asking that you issue a warrant.
All right, so what I'm going to do, since it's a PR bond, I'm going to issue a judge's warrant, remand your client without bond. If you're able to get in touch with your client and they make an appearance, the court will reconsider.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
May I be excused?
Yes. All right, looking on this one, this is a judge's warrant. Who's here on Nathan Martinez?
I am.
All right, where's Nathan Martinez?
Your Honor, he's in custody. I haven't brought him out yet. There's two issues, Your Honor, regarding this. It's my understanding that he is now in hands to a habitual.
Okay.
And I'm not on the first degree list, so I'll need to get off the case.
Okay, let's see who's on the, who we can appoint.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. So we're gonna need an attorney. No one put your head down. Who's here on Rico Fernandez? All right, and where is Rico Fernandez? Come forward, and there's a reason he's on the front row, isn't there? All right, come forward and explain to me why you were late for court.
And honestly, I didn't account for extra 15 minutes. I ran into traffic.
Okay, so here's the thing, you gotta be on time.
Yes, ma'am.
I account for that, and you know why I am a stickler about people being on time? Because I'm on time. All right, I wouldn't ask you to do something that I wouldn't do as far as court proceedings are involved. So I ask for everybody to be on time because I'm on time. And the court reporter is on time. Okay. All right. So his plea deadline date was September 8th. Where are we?
Judge, we have a tentative agreement. We're asking for 2 weeks for the plea.
Why?
Judge, I need to be in federal court here in the next 30 minutes, and it's going to be at least a 2-hour hearing for a trial that I'm going to start up in Judge Orlando Garcia's courtroom. So I just asked to give him a little bit of opportunity to, again, one, consider the entirety of the plea, as well as.
How old is he?
Sorry?
How old is he?
I'm not sure, Mr.
I am 31, Your Honor.
Again, I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody else, and this is for all the children out there and all the parents. When you have a child and they're going to a party, instead of getting in trouble with the police at the party because you're doing things you shouldn't do, and then calling your parents saying, hey, I'm at the jail. You know what? Parents would appreciate you if you would tell them, Mom, can I go, or Dad, can I go to this party? There's going to be drugs there. It's not going to be supervised. Are you okay with me going there? As opposed to calling them once everything falls apart. You understand?
Understood.
All right. You said you were going to Alabama too.
That's on October the 17th, excuse me, the October the 15th through the 21st.
All right. Would you like to put this on the same day as your other client?
That'd be perfect, Judge.
All right. So Ms. Ferguson, I think we're set for the other client on October 4th. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. Are we able to put Rico Fernandez for a plea on October 4th? All right. So October 4th, and there will be no further extensions of the plea deadline. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Make sure you're on time.
Understood, Your Honor.
All right. And just get you're welcome. Just get a reset form. You're welcome.
This one, it's 62.
All right. Who's here on Asim Wilson?
Yeah.
Thank you.
That's at least one. Yeah.
All right. Brenna, do you see what page Mr. Wilson's on? Thank you. And I promise I'm going to learn how to pronounce your first name. I see. Okay. All right. So where are we on this case?
We received our first offer today, Judge, and I would like to deliver the offer with my client.
All right. And do you have all the discovery?
Yes, we do, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I have a 30-day reset on Wilson? And that will be your plea deadline date. After that, the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements without good cause. Do you understand? All right. All right, we're going to come back on October 20th at 9 a.m.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you.
So are you from Bexar County? I haven't seen you.
I'm from Houston. I practice mainly in Harris, and then I came down in Bear around April.
Mhm.
I've been here since April.
All right. Well, welcome to Bexar County, and you will find that attorneys are pretty friendly here. Yeah. All right. So stop by the 187th anytime. All right. You're welcome. All right. Who is here on Nathan Martinez? Nathan Martinez? Okay. I don't know that. Oh, yes. Okay. Mr. Coots.
Yes, sir.
All right. If you could come forward and speak to this person, please.
Well, my legs aren't working, so.
I know we're all in the twilight of our life. It's hard to believe we.
said that, and since we were classmates in law school, I didn't appreciate it.
All right. All right, who's here on Dwayne Daniels?
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Daniels, come up. Okay, let me just find your client on the docket. Thank you, Brenna. All right, what is happening with his cases?
Your Honor, we're waiting for trial. I did pass a pre-trial motion, Your Honor. And we asked the court to be heard before trial started.
All right, so all right, so I need a discovery acknowledgement signed. Have you received all the discovery?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, so I need an acknowledgement of discovery in both of these cases. Has an offer been tendered in both cases?
I believe it's one case, Your Honor. I think with the voting, Your Honor.
Okay, you guys can't go forward if an offer hasn't been tendered on both cases. He also has a possession 4 to 200 grams.
Okay, let me talk about that position.
Okay.
I was ready for the choking on. I was ready.
Yes, all right, thank you. Demetric Jackson.
Ready, Your Honor.
Thank you. All right, what is happening with this case?
I just rejected the offer, Your Honor.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jackson, today was your plea deadline date. The court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. You understand? So are you rejecting the state's offer? Are you requesting a jury trial? All right, Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Jackson, I need a jury trial date. All right. All right, you're going to be in impact court on the 26th. And Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. And Norma, counsel, can you let your client know where impact court is?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. And state on Demetric Jackson, is there any other discovery that needs to be added to the discovery acknowledgement form?
Not that I'm aware of, Your Honor.
All right, because what I have, it's signed by Judge Angelini on July 6, 2022.
Okay.
All right, thank you. Mr. Cox. Hi, you know, I'm asking how's Florida gonna do?
Oh, good. I think it's gonna be a rude awakening.
And are you gonna play them the way a college, you know, team?
My Dolphins did. My Dolphins had resurrected. We got Buffalo.
Ah, yeah. Well, you know, Appalachian State won again.
Yes.
They not can believe. They believe.
Like, Sunday, it was catching the Sunday.
Yes.
So the back.
Who are they? You know what? We as a group of football fans, we need to drive to watch Appalachian State play and see what's going on. Well, we're
really should have lost against who was it? Troy.
yes.
Troy, Alabama.
Yeah. Well, you know, we're playing in New Mexico. You know, I never liked teams with two names like that, you know. You know, I don't understand our team. I've only been able to watch parts of the game because of everything that's going on. But it's like, could we not play with a sense of urgency at the beginning? Must we almost always try to make things exciting? If we're doing it for the fans, we need to stop.
That's out.
He was looking into that.
Down from the king. So one thing I've seen is that you tell me at the end, just keep winning.
Yes. Oh, that's all we have to do. I'm not even looking at rankings right now. Yes. I'm not looking at rankings, but I do know we're at number 55. So, you know, at the Thanksgiving Right now, if it were Thanksgiving, they don't even have us at the children's table. We're outside. Yeah. Yeah. Well, we're not the underdog.
Judge, can we just focus on Carlos Romero?
Yes, sure. Is he on the docket today?
Yes.
Could I see Carlos Romero? Brenda, what page is Carlos Romero? Oh, I have it.
I know y'all are talking about more important things.
We are. Cornelius,
But I
we're
wanna
talking,
get some stuff done.
yeah, Cornelius. We're talking about the fact that LSU is not even at the children's table for Thanksgiving. Nobody has even given us the address, whether we went to our parents' house and nobody's there and they didn't give us the address.
You'll be all right.
All right, so what is happening with this case?
Ryan's not here,
Okay,
so. The application hasn't been cited yet.
Okay.
The burglary case we had.
Mhm.
So they're kind of part and parcel.
well, of course, I don't think anybody wants to proceed on the burglary case without,
So we just need probably reset it some time, at least for him to come back.
Okay.
See where we are.
Mr. Sanders, do you know when Mr. Groomer will be back?
We'll be back tomorrow, Judge.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna have you guys come back tomorrow.
We're gonna be at the seminar tomorrow.
Oh, what seminar?
Journey to Justice in San Marcos. Otherwise, we'll be.
Oh, it's gonna be in San Marcos. You know, see, if I was still an attorney, you know, I do international seas. It would be Journey to Justice in Paris. But, okay, but San Marcos is beautiful too.
Yeah.
All right, so, Marcus, can you make sure that Ryan is able to give me an update on the capital murder case? I'm gonna reset this for 30 days. Ms. Ferguson? On Romero, can we have a 30-day reset?
So this day.
Okay. All right, is everybody okay with October 27th? Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah, don't go out there trying to make plays and the coach hadn't called it. All right, so we're gonna come back on October 27th. And the state's gonna be able to give an update on the capital murder. And if you all can speak with them off docket about that as anticipation of indictment or anything of that nature.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. And do you need to speak with your client?
Well, I was talking about my, and I told him that there was a chance that we would bring him or not bring him, so we're fine. And I told him that we may not even bring him.
All right, so Deputy Mejia, if you all want him brought up, they can bring him out. If not, okay. On Carlos Romero, can you let him know that his new court date is going to be October 27th and that his attorneys will speak with him at the county? Thank you. All right, thank you. Have a great rest of your day and take a safe journey to San Marcos.
All right.
Mhm. Who's here for Jacqueline Wallace? Let me find Wallace. All right, thank you. All right, Jacqueline Wallace, come up, please.
Yeah, this is the first. Yeah, no, we need to see.
All right, where are we on discovery?
It was turned over today, and I'll review it. It's jail calls that were turned over to me, but realistically, we'd like to get it on a file docket sooner rather than later.
All right, so before we do trial docket, state on Jacqueline Wallace, did you tender an offer?
They did. It's family violence.
Oh, family violence. Did you tender an offer?
They did.
Okay. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I always give everyone a plea deadline date. So we'll recall you next week since you want a quick, fast jury trial
That'd be great.
for your plea deadline date. Ms. Ferguson, can I have a plea deadline date for next week?
Maybe that.
Yes.
No, that's fine.
So your plea deadline date will be on September 29th. The court will not accept any plea bargaining agreements after that date without good cause. Do you understand? All right, so state, I need a discovery acknowledgement on these cases by the 29th. And because after that, we'll set for jury trial. Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. All right, on Scott's, Marcelino Scott, I think I'd already previously signed this, but I'll sign it again.
Hey, Judge. Thank you, Your
You're welcome. How's everything going?
Honor. You,
Oh, yes, it's good. Here you go.
can I come around?
Yes. All right, and if you just take it to the back and they'll put it in the system. Oh. All right, that's
Let me go make coffee of it. Oh, is it?
done.
Thank you, Judge.
You're welcome.
Yeah.
Brianna or something.
I get,
Let me talk to them, see what you look at that.
I think you're the only one.
No.
All right, who are the parties on Kobe Leach?
The attorney is Joanne de Hoyos.
Okay, and where is Mr. Leach? Is he in custody?
He's in custody.
All right. Norma, on Mr. Leach, can you see where we are on the competency eval?
I was gonna say, you may not want to bring him out, if I can speak off.
Oh, no, he doesn't need to be brought out.
He mentions Jesus, Biden, kings and queens of various countries. Thinking of having an MTR reduced to criminal trespass. Says a lot of things.
Okay,
He doesn't appear to be competent. And
okay,
there is a setting for others court on October 11th at 9:15 a.m.
okay.
The doctor's report has come in, but Judge Brothers hasn't made an order yet on it.
Okay, all right. So Ms. Ferguson, on Mr. Leach, they're having their competency evaluation on October 11th. What date can we put this on? And of course, I wanted a quick turnaround, but if he's found incompetent, of course, we'll reset it. Let me ask you this, because they're set at 9:15 a.m. Can we just put this on the same day as October 11th? But don't, all right, so just come up here on October 11th and let us know what the findings are. And then if it's deemed that he's incompetent, then we'll reset it. All right, thank you. He's in the green shirt.
I see him. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
And just to verify. this is the license.
Okay.
Mr. Stateson, do you think he's okay or is he just? All right, thank you. James McKnight.
This is the AA and the.
James McKnight. Hi, okay, we were just making sure you're okay. Thank you, Mr. Stateson. Thank you, sir.
So yeah, you can.
Yes, you can.
Norma, is Jose Ruiz a part of that group that's together? All right, could I see the file on Jose Ruiz? And what date are we setting that on, Norma? All right. Okay, I see the other file on Katrina Mendoza again. You filed it away though. Yes. That case was completed. Did you put it in the completed box? Yes. That's okay, Lupe. Here you go. Ms. Burke, do you need to see Jose Ruiz?
I asked the
Okay.
sheriff,
All right.
let me get closer.
Okay.
I asked the sheriff to bring him up.
Okay, so I just want to let you know that that case is being reset for December 1st. My understanding is that the autopsy is complete, but the state, the detective needs more items.
I talked to the state
Okay,
already.
all
so
right.
Thank you for not saying more.
Yes,
Okay.
all right, thank you.
No.
All right, could I see the parties on? Well, they're not ready on Dwayne Daniels. Do you have the discovery on the new case, counsel?
No, Your Honor, I talked to the state and they're not ready on the drug case.
No, it's not a matter they're ready. Was an offer tendered.
Yes, Your Honor, it was offer tender.
And was there a, are they ready to give you a discovery acknowledgement? Because you can't go to trial without a discovery.
On the first case, we're ready on the first case on the strangulation case, but we're not ready on the drug case, Your Honor.
All right, State, have you all conferred with counsel?
Partially. So Judge, he has a 701 case and he picked up a new drug case.
Yes.
Defense counsel just approached me and asked if that case goes away, what can we do on this case? And I was like, well, is that case going away? And then he went back and talked to 701. It doesn't sound like you're
No, there's an offer.
Yes, so they're going to trial on that. So on this case, are you prepared to give him a discovery acknowledgement?
Yes, Judge, I can do that.
All right, so, counsel, I think,
Okay.
and I don't know anything about these cases. Everyone, could you whisper in the box, please? I don't know anything about these cases, but I think that you would probably need the discovery acknowledgement on the drug case in case something about the drug case enters this trial.
Yes, Your Honor, that's fine.
All right. They're not ready. All right, who's here on Daniel Macias?
Good morning, Judge.
Good morning. How are you doing?
Good, thank you. How are you, Mark?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's pre-Friday. Oh, yeah. All right. Let me find Macias on the docket. Brenda, do you see Mr. Macias? Thank you. All right, so what is happening with this case?
This is our first setting. I asked him to use it up today because I had a conflict tomorrow.
Yes.
I've conferred with the state. I've given them some mitigation information to consider. They're not prepared to make an offer just yet, but if I can get a regular reset, I would ask for 30 days for them to consider that and then see where we are and see if we get an offer at that point.
Okay. All right, Norma, can I have a regular reset for 30 days, please? All right, so we'll see you back on October 27th. How's the baby? Are you being up at
actually.
night?
Yeah, yesterday was not as bad as it's been. Like she slept most of the night, only like a couple times waking up. It was every day was like different there for the first like 5 weeks or so.
Well, she's trying to keep you guys on your toes to see if you know what you're doing.
I think so.
Yeah. All right,
Yeah.
next time you have to show me pictures.
I will just I can show you pictures now.
Oh, let's see the photos, because otherwise, Brenda, he could just be telling us a tale. Maybe there is no baby.
That would be an elaborate lie. Yeah.
My movies, there are some elaborate ones.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Make sure you have the videos. There's no excuse not to have a video now. Okay. All right. Well, have a good one. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and we'll see you on your next setting. Thank you. All right. Could I see the parties on Esteban Zapata? And everyone, we're going on the record, which means everyone in the jury box needs to be quiet while we're on the record. Court is calling 2022 CR 7469, State of Texas versus Esteban Zapata. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state,
Daniel Escobar for the state of Texas.
for the defense? Everyone in the box, be quiet. We're on the record. No talking in the box. It makes it difficult for the court reporter to hear. All right. Are you Mr. Zapata? All right. I'm showing you the discovery acknowledgement. Have you received all the discovery in this case and did you review it with your client? Court will find that the state is in compliance with discovery. Mr. Zapata, I'm showing you what's entitled True Bill of Indictment. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it? Counsel, do you waive the reading of the indictment?
Yes, Your Honor.
State, are you proceeding on the indictment as presented?
We are, Your Honor.
Mrs. Zapata, I'm showing you what's entitled Court Admonishments. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you're charged with possession of a controlled substance, penalty group 1, less than 1 gram? That's a state jail felony. The range of punishment is anywhere from 180 days up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to $10,000 fine. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
If you have a plea bargain agreement with the state, the court does not have to follow your plea bargain agreement. If for any reason the court does not follow your plea bargain agreement and gives you more than you bargained for, the fact that you entered a plea will not be used against you and you will be allowed to withdraw your plea. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by entering this plea bargain agreement, you were giving up those rights?
Yes, ma'am.
And did you intend to give up those rights and enter into a plea bargain agreement in this case?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find it. I'm sorry, just 1 second. We can go off the record for a moment, please. Can I have parties approach? Everyone to lower your voices. We're back on the record. Counsel, has your client been able to provide you with any defenses?
Yes,
Do you believe he has a rational as well as a factual understanding of the charges against him?
I do.
Do you believe he's currently competent and was legally sane at the time of the offense?
Yes, sure.
Mr. Zapata, has anyone threatened you, coerced you, or placed you in fear to get you to enter this plea?
No, ma'am.
Has anyone promised you everything? I'm sorry, just 1 second. Printed. Yes. All right, thank you. Has anyone promised you anything other than the plea bargain agreement?
No, ma'am.
Are you satisfied with the way you've been represented?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you a U.S. citizen?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived his right to jury trial. Showing you the plea bargain page, did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes, ma'am.
According to the plea bargain agreement, punishment is to be assessed at 12 months in the state jail facility, and there are no applications. Did you understand that to be the plea?
Yes, ma'am.
Defense is at the plea? State is at the plea.
Yes, Your Honor.
Next, I'm showing you the paragraph entitled waiver of appeal paragraph. Did you review that paragraph with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in both places?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand by signing that you're waiving your right to appeal? The only items that can be appealed are written pretrial motions that have been filed, heard, and ruled upon by the court. Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Counsel, have there been any such motions? Then to the offenses charged in the indictment, how do you plead? Guilty, not guilty, or no contest?
No contest.
State any evidence.
Yes, Your Honor. The state moves to admit was the March of State Exhibit 1 into evidence.
Any objections? All right, Mr. Zapata, I'm showing you what's entitled waiver and consent to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it, and did you sign it in all the appropriate places?
Yes, ma'am.
Again, did you understand you have a right to jury trial, a right for you or your attorney to cross-examine and confront any witnesses the state would call, and the right to remain silent?
Yes, ma'am.
Did you understand that today the state will be presenting evidence in the form of witnesses' statements and police reports, but most importantly, there will be no live testimony? Did you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily waived and consented to stipulation of testimony and stipulations. The court will accept into evidence states exhibits 1 and attachments. With regards to states exhibits 1 and attachments, the report time of the police report is January 6, 2022. However, within the body of the report, the officer writes on October 6, 2022, at approximately 12:21 hours, I was parked at the Chevron gas station. Do both parties agree that the October 6, 2022 date is a typographical error? State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
And do both parties agree that the correct date that should be there is January 6, 2022? State?
Yes, Your Honor. And just for the record, again, the date is put in there numerically. It's not written out October. It's 10. So I think that is what the mistake is.
Defense?
Agreed.
All right. And Mr. Zapata, do you understand the issue with regards to the police report? Do you need to speak to your attorney about that?
Yes, I understand.
All right. And do you still wish to go forward with this plea?
Yes, I do.
All right. After reviewing states exhibits 1 and attachments, the court will find there is sufficient evidence to find you guilty. The court will find you guilty. Are you proceeding with sentencing?
Yes, please. Your Honor.
Anything you wish to say on behalf of your client?
Just judge that we ask to follow the plea bargain.
All right. What is your client's criminal history? What is your criminal history, Mrs. Zapata?
I have several prison terms.
You need to speak up.
I have several prison terms with failed offenses.
Okay.
And that is correct, Your Honor.
All right, Mr. Zapata, my understanding that obviously you wanted to accept this plea and do your time. There is a therapeutic community that is available for you. Would you like for me to refer that for you?
I believe that I'm already going to be sent to
Nobody can hear what you're saying.
I believe that I'm already going to be sent to that program.
Well, you have to request it, okay? All right. So then the court is finding you guilty, will sentence you to 12 months in the state jail facility, give you credit for any time served, and I'll request the therapeutic community. All right, I'm going to show you what's entitled Trial Court Certification of Defendants' Rights to Appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you sign it?
Yes.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waive your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, we can go off the record. How old are you?
41 years.
Do you have children?
No, ma'am.
All right, what are you planning on doing with the rest of your life?
Getting it together and trying to get it, get away from drugs.
All right, you're gonna have to work hard on that because each time you take a drug, it's not FDA approved. You don't know what people are putting in it. It could be your last time. So when you get out of jail, what I find, or out of the state jail facility, people always want to go straight to using drugs. Time when you hit the outside world, you need to go straight to an AA meeting or an NA meeting or find some kind of support system for your drug habit. There are plenty of free programs around the city. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Don't be that person where I look up on the news and I see your face and you're OD'd or something. All right. All right. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who is on Dimitri Gomez?
Good morning, Judge. That's me.
All right. And where's Dimitri Gomez?
I understand he has not answered and I haven't seen him yet.
All right. Have you called the bondsman?
No, I haven't called him yet. I tried calling his mother that I had a number for. I'm gonna go back to the office, see what else I can do to track him down.
All right. The court is going to call 2022 CR 5520 and 2022 CR 8213, State of Texas versus Dimitri Gomez. Could I have a party for the state,
Michelle Hayden for the state.
for the defense?
Scott McCrum.
All right, this hearing was scheduled at 9 a.m. It is now 11:06 a.m. Dimitri Gomez has not been in the courtroom. Defense, have you had contact with your client?
I have had prior contact with him, yes, but I haven't today or yesterday about 77.
All right, state.
Judge, we would ask that you forfeit his bond and issue a warrant.
All right, in each of the cases that will be granted, your client will be remanded without bond. If your client does appear, the court will reconsider. You're welcome. All right, and so, excuse me, counsel and state, for the record, the deputy did announce the defendant's name outside the courtroom and there was no response. Thank you. Thank you, Deputy Laura.
Yeah.
All right. BFs and remain without bond. Who's here on Nicole Moses?
Here for you, Your Honor.
All right, so on this one, Ms. Moses, come forward. So on this one, was the state able to give you an offer?
They were, Your Honor.
Okay. And you have all the discovery?
Yeah, provided me so far, yes, Judge.
Okay.
Sure, they'll supplement it if anything else comes up.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a 2-week reset for a plea deadline date. All right, you'll be back on October 6th. At that time, you need to let me know whether or not you're accepting the state's offer. If you choose not to accept the state's offer, the court will only consider plea bargain agreements with good cause. All right, thank you. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form. All right, who's here on Alfonso Rodriguez? All right, where's Alfonso Rodriguez? All right, Mr. Rodriguez, come up.
And Judge, I think they're still going over stuff.
I need to go over something with them again, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. Mr. Rodriguez, you can have a seat back. Mr. Rodriguez, you can have a seat back.
Back then.
Oh, and Norma, I'm sorry, on Settle, can you have her come back on? She has Miss Stephanie Cleed as well. If you have her come back for that.
And then the report.
All right, Dwayne Daniels. So counsel, on Mr. Daniels, have you all received a plea offer in each cause?
Yes, we have, Your Honor. We're ready on the strangulation, Your Honor, but we're not ready on the drug case, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, can I get a jury trial date for Mr. Daniels? How long do you all think this trial will last?
Judge, a day on our side.
Okay.
Today, it's fine. I did file pre-trial motions, Your Honor.
What are the pretrial motions?
Got motion to suppress, motion for
What are you seeking to suppress in the,
his statements.
okay,
Also for the proper, Your Honor.
motion for what?
The proper motion,
Okay,
motion to suppress any not here to evidence.
all right, on Crawford, are you guys calling the complainant? I'm assuming the complainant is going to be called as a witness.
Yes, Judge.
Okay. So my understanding is the state is going to call the complainant. Well, I mean, we will see. Either they will have the witness or not. What I do know is I've been a defense attorney and a prosecutor, and I would always tell my client that trial strategies of the complainant will not appear is not a good strategy, because 9 times out of 10, what ends up happening is the complainant or whoever it is comes in either by way of a subpoena and an attachment. And then I always ask my client, so who's on the witness stand? The person who said they would not show. So there we go. So Mr. Daniels, the court is not going to accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. So if the day of trial, the complainant comes walking into the court and people want to do a plea because the good cause is the complainant is here and we didn't think she was going to show, I'm not going to accept a plea bargain agreement in that case. You'll have to plea open to the court. Do you understand? All right. Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. And they're saying that it will take 1 day.
Yes, Your Honor.
So it sounds like we will probably pick a jury in the morning and be done. So we will get you your jury trial as quickly as possible.
We try motion be heard the same day, Your Honor.
They'll be heard with trial.
Yeah, thank you, Your
Yes.
Honor. Maybe it's Your Honor.
You got to get a debt.
Okay. I request to set a bond on, there's no bond set on this case.
Oh, he needs to, a motion needs to be filed.
I did file a motion.
All right, it'll be referred to Judge Carruthers Court.
Yes, Your Honor.
You're welcome. All right, November 29th is your jury trial date. All right, we'll see you then.
Thank you, Your Honor. May you speak, Your Honor?
Yes.
Thank you.
Who's here on Aisha Calderon? Yes. All right, what is happening with this case?
Your Honor, we're on the
Well, I should say cases.
PSI on the 2 cases. We're here on that matter.
Okay,
I reviewed the PSI for the TAP evaluation with my client.
all right, just a second, we'll go on the record. All right, the court is calling 2022 CR 6827 and 2022 CR 6748, State of Texas versus Aisha Calderon. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Marcus.
For the defense?
Jorge acknowledged everything.
All right, and are you Ms. Calderon? And each of the cause numbers, you entered a plea of no contest. The court found there was sufficient evidence to find you guilty. You applied for probation. According to the plea bargaining agreements, your punishment is to be assessed at 2 years in each of the cases in the state jail facility. There's a $1,500 fine. This cases were run concurrently. Have both parties had a chance to review the report in this case? State?
Yes, Your Honor.
Defense?
Yes, sir.
Any objections? State?
None from the state.
Defense?
None.
All right, does anyone know probation?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know if felony drug court was willing to accept her?
Let me double check.
Did you interview with felony drug court?
Yes.
All right, did you tell them you have a problem? All right, then they should be wanting to accept you. And state, I know you're opposed to, in one case, you're opposed to application. In the other case, there is nothing checked. So I'm assuming you're opposed to the application?
Did I see my name on the plea, but give me just a moment to check up the.
All right, thank you.
Your Honor, felony drug court indicates there are pending charges.
Oh, these are the pending charges.
Okay, so that's the only reason why it was rejected.
Do you have anything that's out of state or out of county? Just this? All right.